Before Google Answers, knowledge lived inside heavy books. Information was expensive, slow, and controlled by a few. Imagine needing to know anything, and your first step wasn't typing into a search bar, but heading to a library, pulling down a dusty, multi-volume encyclopedia, and hoping the information was still up to date. This was the reality for most of human history. But on this day, January 15th, 2001, a revolutionary idea went live, and it changed how the world learns forever. This is the story of Wikipedia. Welcome to Timeshift Tech. Today we're dialing back to the dawn of the new millennium, a time when the dot-com bubble had just burst, and the internet was still finding its identity. In this landscape, two men, Jimmy Wales and Larry Sanger, launched a project that many at the time thought was absurd, destined for failure, or both. Their idea was simple yet radical: an online encyclopedia that anyone, anywhere, could edit. No gatekeepers, no lengthy publishing cycles, just a collective effort to document all human knowledge. To truly grasp how groundbreaking this was, we need to understand its predecessor, Nupedia. Nupedia was Wales and Sanger's first attempt at a free online encyclopedia. It was the complete opposite of Wikipedia. It had a rigorous, 7-step peer review process involving experts and scholars. Articles were meticulously vetted, edited, and approved before being published. The result? In its first year, Nupedia published only about 24 articles. The process was just too slow, too cumbersome. It was the old world of knowledge production simply put online. It wasn't a new way of thinking. Frustrated by this slow pace, Sanger proposed a radical shift. Inspired by the wiki software developed by Ward Cunningham, wiki being Hawaiian for quick, he suggested using it to create a more open, collaborative project alongside Nupedia. The idea was to let anyone contribute articles that could then be fed into Nupedia's formal review process. Initially, it was just a side project, a feeder system. On January 10th, 2001, Sanger sent an email to the Nupedia mailing list, floating the idea of this wiki supplement. The reaction was mixed. Some were intrigued, others were horrified. The scholars involved with Nupedia were skeptical, fearing that opening the gates to the public would lead to chaos, vandalism, and the flood of inaccurate information. The name itself, Wikipedia, a blend of wiki and encyclopedia, was even a point of contention. Despite the hesitation, Wales gave the green light. 5 days later, on January 15th, 2001, Wikipedia.com went live. It was a stark, simple website with a powerful promise: the free encyclopedia that anyone can edit. In the beginning, it was a ghost town. The very first edit was a test. Hello, world. But soon, the Nupedia community and early internet pioneers began to trickle in. They started creating pages, adding information, correcting mistakes, and linking articles together. The growth was explosive. Within its first month, Wikipedia had over 1,000 articles. By the end of its first year, it had ballooned to over 20,000 articles in 18 different languages. The side project had completely eclipsed its parent. Nupedia was officially discontinued in 2003, having produced just 25 complete articles. Wikipedia, the wild experiment, had become the main event. So, how did it work? How did this seemingly chaotic system produce anything of value? The magic was in the community and a few core principles. The most important was the neutral point of view, or NPOV. This policy, largely championed by Sanger, dictated that articles should not take sides. Instead, they should fairly represent all significant viewpoints on a topic, citing reliable sources. This was the bedrock that prevented Wikipedia from becoming a battleground of opinions. Another key was the collaborative editing process itself. The History tab on every Wikipedia page is a testament to this. It's a transparent log of every single change made to an article, who made it, and when. If someone added false information or vandalized a page, another user could simply revert the change. This self-correcting mechanism, powered by a global army of volunteer editors, became Wikipedia's immune system. Of course, it wasn't perfect. Edit wars, where users repeatedly override each other's changes, became a known phenomenon. Debates raged on talk pages, the discussion forums attached to every article about wording, sources, and neutrality. But out of this messy human process, a surprisingly reliable resource began to emerge. As Wikipedia grew, so did its cultural impact. It democratized knowledge on an unprecedented scale. Suddenly, information that was once locked away in expensive encyclopedias or academic journals was available for free to anyone with an internet connection. Students used it for homework. Journalists used it for quick background checks. Curious minds used it to fall down informational rabbit holes, clicking from one linked article to the next for hours. It became a first stop for inquiry, a shared global reference point. The established authorities were not amused. Encyclopedia Britannica, the gold standard for over 2 centuries, initially dismissed Wikipedia as unreliable, the work of amateurs. Critics pointed to hoaxes and inaccuracies that occasionally slipped through the cracks. A famous 2005 incident involved a user creating a fake article about a journalist named John Seigenthaler, falsely implicating him in the assassinations of John and Robert Kennedy. The article was live for 4 months before being discovered, sparking a major controversy about Wikipedia's credibility. In response, the Wikipedia community tightened its rules. Policies around citing reliable sources became stricter. Tools were developed to better detect vandalism. The community developed a complex social structure with administrators who had special privileges to block malicious users and protect sensitive pages. In a landmark 2005 study published in the journal Nature, researchers compared the accuracy of science articles on Wikipedia and Encyclopedia Britannica. Their conclusion shocked many. They found that the number of errors was surprisingly similar. Wikipedia, the amateur-run project, was holding its own against the venerable institution. The launch of Wikipedia on January 15, 2001, wasn't just the launch of a website. It was the launch of a new model for creating and sharing information. It proved that a decentralized, collaborative community could produce something of immense value. It challenged the top-down, expert-driven model of knowledge creation that had dominated for centuries. It showed the power of open collaboration and the collective intelligence of the crowd. Today, Wikipedia exists in over 300 languages and contains tens of millions of articles. It's consistently one of the most visited websites in the world, yet it's run by a nonprofit, the Wikimedia Foundation, and remains free of advertising. It's a digital wonder of the modern world, a testament to what can be achieved when people come together to share what they know. The journey wasn't smooth. It was filled with debates, controversies, and constant evolution. But on that winter day in 2001, a seed was planted that grew into a global forest of knowledge, accessible to all. The world of information was never the same. What do you think? Was the launch of Wikipedia the most significant event in the history of online information? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed digging into the pivotal moments of tech history, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next journey back in time. This is Time Shift Tech, where we explore what happened in technology on this day. Because every date matters and every date marks a moment in technology history,